Hi again, everyone. I thought it would be a great time right now to update the course. There hasn't been a huge swathe of updates since July 23, but this year there's been a few additions to Lightroom Classic, which I thought I would touch on because these really do benefit our workflow quite well. The first is we have Denoise AI, which basically is a next level denoiser, which won't reduce your details as much as the typical noise reduction, the manual one. At the same time, it really does make a difference when your ISO is high and there's low light. We have also lens blur tool, which is going to be a really great tool when you haven't quite got that wide aperture lens, or if you do and you just want to blur the background a little more on your images, it's a great addition to our toolkit. And it does look really natural, as you'll see in a second. And then we have our last tool, which is the Generative AI spot removal, which is basically taking our healing tool to the next level. So I'll show you those in a moment. And so let's jump into it. So with this first image here, it's a image shot at Tsukiji Station in Japan, and it's an ISO 3200 image. As you can see up here, there's going to be a bunch of noise throughout the photo, and we really want to try and get rid of that. So it's a bit of color noise and things like that. And we want to preserve these details. So instead of bumping up the color and luminance manual noise reduction, this time we're going to use this AI reducer tool. And this just, I think, gives a little better result. So we're going to jump into that, and we can adjust the slider to see what it does. But as you can see, the before and after is already quite a huge jump. And hopefully, once it's enhanced, we won't lose any of these beautiful details that we got throughout the photo. So let's wait for this to create the new DNG with this AI noise reduction, and we'll see the result. So as you can see, this is now finished, and the image is a million times cleaner, and we still have all these, look at all these details in the lines here, in the pavement, in the man's face. We haven't lost anything. And if we remember, the old image was just covered in this horrible noise in the sky. It's done a great job, and I think this is kind of taking images to the next level. Everything looks clean now, and we have that color noise completely reduced. As you can see, if we jump back to this image, completely clean. The old image there's just noise all over the photo. I think it's a really nice addition to Lightroom. So the next tool we have is our lens blur tool. Now this is just a raw image. I haven't done any adjustments to this yet. And as you can see, the background is already really blurred. We were shooting at 1.2, but we still have a little distracting elements somewhat, which I think could be reduced even more. So we dive down into this new lens blur tool and we click apply. And what it will do is basically blur out everything that's not selected by our focus range here. So we can drag that to adjust what is being blurred. And as you can see, if we're going to the far right, it's blurring everything that's close to us, which we don't want. But this area back here, which is the sort of far back area of the image, you can see we can adjust that slider. It's basically blurring our background for us, which is essentially using AI to select the area in the background and reproducing what a lower aperture would give us, which I think is really nice, especially with wildlife. Actually, I would say if you're shooting maybe at f4 or something like that, you're not getting that really clean background. So you could give it a go on your own images and use this tool to sort of help you give that nice bokeh effect in your backgrounds. So another nice addition to Lightroom over the last year or so. The last tool, which I think is really exciting actually, is this new generative AI fill. And as you can see, this image here, I shot in KSA recently, and this golf cart was parked outside one of the villas that we were shooting. And obviously we want to get rid of this to make it a bit of a clean image. So we'll try the original spot removal tool and see sort of how it looks. As you can see, if we drag it to somewhere similar, it's not giving us a great result. So we're going to try the Generative AI early access tool, and we're just going to drag it over this area here. We'll probably just press apply there and see what the image gives us. Okay, that's pretty damn good job. Like, I don't think I could have done that better myself in Photoshop. Look at this. That's crazy. It's just got rid of that, and it kind of knew that this boardwalk had to continue. So yeah, just makes our lives a million times easier. We can save so much time having to jump in and out of Photoshop with this tool. So a few great additions to Lightroom, which just improve our workflow. And yeah, all the best for the rest of the year.